You're a wizard? I mean, you cast that spell just now, yeah? I was hoping you could make me invisible or something. Can you? Make me invisible? All right! I knew you'd do it. This is gonna be so fun. You can't even imagine.
Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 202 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I'm partnered with Gamersupps, which in my opinion is the best energy drink on the market. So if you're looking for a better alternative to those gas station energy drinks that are really bad for you, try out Gamersupps and use my link down below. You can also use the code RTD for a 10% discount on all your drinks, and also if you guys do end up trying it, definitely let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Now that all that's out of the way, we can jump into this week's mods, and starting us off we have the Companions Earn Your Stripes mod. Now the mod page reads that the point of this mod is to slow down the Companions questline, allowing you to enjoy it over an entire playthrough if you want to. It increases the number of Radiant quests you complete before each main quest of the Companion storyline, and there's also options that you can change, whether you want it to be 2 different Radiant quest lines before the next Companion storyline, or if you want it to be up to 10. So you can actually decide how many you want to do before you unlock the next part of the story. Now other mods have also done the similar thing, but they end up changing too much, or they don't have enough options for the number of quests. For this, you can just download the mod, use the installer, and choose the option, and then this mod requires a new game to have any effect. It's compatible with the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, as well as a lot of the Companion questline tweaks mods, but I do want to let you guys know, since in our load order we have the alternate start mod, this mod is incompatible with the alternate starts that allow you to join a specific faction of the Companions. This is because you'll get stuck in a certain part of the quest that doesn't allow it to progress properly, so if you are using the alternate start mod, just don't pick the start that allows you to start in the faction of the Companions already. Other than that, I think this is a great mod to include to any load order because I myself thought that the Companions questline was a little weird in that sense. You know, you just kind of joined out of the blue and then they tested you, sent you on one mission and maybe one side mission, and then now you have all these main quests that you can do for the entire guild. This mod actually makes you earn your stripes, as it says through the mod name, and actually makes you gain the trust of the Companions through doing Radiant quests for them. So if you're looking to expand the Companions questline and maybe make yourself feel like a true member of this guild, download the Companions Earn Your Stripes mod and give it a try for yourself. Coming in under number 4 spot, we have the Shout mod, which is a complete immersive and dynamic overhaul of all the shouts in the game. The mod page reads, "Let it all out." This improves on all the shouts in Skyrim in a fair and balanced way by cutting down the cooldown timer effects, thus allowing the player to use a host of innovative and devastating combinations of shouts. It also adds unique effects to some of the shouts as well. The features of this mod include changes to nearly every shout by increasing its damage and duration, or by adding new and unique effects. There's a reduced cooldown for all the shouts, and they have a better balance in the game for a more dynamic combat experience. For example, you could use the sprint shout to move quickly out of the line of fire, shoot an arrow at your enemy, and then use a low tier fire breath shout, and then attack with a sword and finish your adversary off with a high tier fire breath shout. Such a combat sequence is very easy with this mod and makes fighting much more interesting. And this mod is also compatible with Ordinator as well as the Thunderchild mod. Now this is something that I feel we've needed for a long time, and I don't necessarily like the huge shout overhauls that add a huge new range of new shouts into the game that don't really fit into the vanilla game of Skyrim or fit into the story of it. I really like that they took all of the shouts that are already existing in the game and improved upon those instead. I think the shouts that you have at your disposal now are a lot more useful, and I always felt whenever I was playing through the vanilla game of Skyrim, I would always just choose 2 or 3 that I liked and just completely ignore the rest of the shouts in the game. But that's completely changed now that all of these have been overhauled and they now feel more dynamic and immersive, as well as balanced in a great way. So a new Dragonborn playthrough is definitely bound to happen in the future for me. So if you are looking to upgrade your shouts and maybe have more powerful ones and be able to use more in combat, then the Shout Complete Immersive and Dynamic Overhaul is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out. And that's definitely why it's featured here at our number 4 spot, so go out and download this mod and become a true Dragonborn yourself. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have a new player home by Eleonora called Aschan. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but I always end up getting them wrong in these videos. But this is a mod to add a small to medium-sized player home for a mage or wizard that's just outside the Winterhold city. This mod is built with vanilla assets only, so it's a very lightweight alternative for Xbox players, and a brand new amazing custom home for PS4 mod users. This mod also has a lot of unique features, such as a main tower with 3 floors, and an other dimension display hall with tons of mannequins, weapon racks, and unique item displays for all kinds of Misk objects from the Daedric relics and DLC clutter. This house includes all of your basic crafting stations, from a staff enchanter to a chopping block in the 3 floors. There's also hearthfire planners, tons of static clutter and decoration, and a staggering amount of unique name storage all over the home. There's also custom displays for unique treasures in the game, a bath you can sit in, and a magical teleport that can take you to a display dimension. Now, like I said, this mod's made by the real Eleonora, who is very popular in terms of mods, whether it's for PC or Xbox, and just player homes in general. There's so many different player homes that I've downloaded from the real Eleonora that always fit into my game perfectly. And with this house being built towards a mage, you have a mage tower that you can now walk into, and it's not like a huge castle, so you don't have a bunch of areas that you don't need. It's just areas that you have in your home, such as your alchemy and enchanting areas all on the 1st floor, and then you can go down to the basement and do some more crafting there. You can go upstairs, get your well-rested bonus, take a bath, and just do your other necessary crafting such as staff enchanting and more. So if you are just going to do a mage character and go to the Winterhold College right from the get-go, you can just own this house and store a bunch of goods there as you start your studies at the college. So if you're looking to start a new mage character and you need a place to stay while you're going to the College of Winterhold, then this Mage Tower player home is definitely a mod I'd recommend downloading, and that's why it's featured here at our number 3 spot, so I'd recommend downloading Aschan and trying it out for yourself. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have an absolutely insane mod called Skyrim At War All-in-One. This mod implements a large-scale dynamic war environment with over 2,000 patrolling soldiers marching throughout Skyrim. They invade enemy holds in large military campaigns, or they defend their hold territories. This mod is full of unpredictable epic battles and experiences, and the player can even command Civil War armies up to 22 soldiers as they climb the ranks. Skyrim Civil War is now brought to life as these 2,000 soldiers can be seen marching throughout Skyrim, and the cities or holds that a faction controls have a direct impact on how many soldiers and patrols it has available for them at all times. What I mean by this is if the Stormcloaks lose a hold, their total population of soldiers patrolling Skyrim will decrease, while the Imperials will increase, which I think is very realistic, and with this all being included in a 5.48 megabyte mod, there's just so much to branch off here whenever it comes to the war. Civil War patrols will tactically retreat in battle if they're losing or severely outnumbered. The Civil War factions have been expanded with new types of soldiers for each faction, such as ranged units, heavy infantry, light infantry, and even Civil War officers and battle mages, which makes all of the factions more distinct. And they operate with different strategic tactics in battle, which have their own strengths and weaknesses in different combat situations. There's also increased diversity for both Civil War factions, which are heavily lore-based, and the Civil War forts and other towers and fortifications along the road are no longer inhabited by bandits and were replaced by Civil War soldiers at the start of the game and reinforced with an additional 22 plus soldiers. So in my experience of testing out the Skyrim at War, I've noticed that there is so absolutely many people. Like, I truly didn't expect there to be this many NPCs everywhere, so I would only recommend downloading this mod if you plan on going through the Civil War right away, because if you're planning on doing it later down the line of your character, there's a lot of NPCs, and I mean a lot of NPCs, that there are some times that your game can start to fluctuate with its frames, and you may not have the best performance in your game. So that's why I'm saying if you plan on going to war, you can download the Skyrim At War, play through the entire Civil War in its entirety, have all of your epic battles and have tons of fun, and then maybe later remove the mod, because it does have some performance issues with just the sheer amount of NPCs there are in some areas. But that's really my only complaint with the mod. Everything else is implemented perfectly, and I think that this truly transforms the war in Skyrim, and that's definitely why the Skyrim At War mod comes in at our number 2 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it. Coming in at our number 1 spot, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this coming, but it's the Shirley Skyrim follower mod. Now, a lot of you people may not know who Shirley is, so let me read the mod description for you. Shirley Curry, the beloved Skyrim grandma, finally comes to the game as a follower that you can recruit. She'll join you on your adventures, but don't just expect her to carry around your burdens all the time, because she's got more personality than all of the vanilla followers combined, and we're sure she'll be a great companion, a friend, and a grandma. Shirley Curry is a Skyrim YouTuber, often referred to as the Skyrim Grandma or Grandma Shirley, and she's beloved by fans all around the world, and this mod's our love letter to her. As a community, we banded together for a secure place for Shirley in the next Elder Scrolls game, but we thought to ourselves, why stop there? Why wait until Elder Scrolls 6, which is still many years away, and we don't really have a specific time on when that's coming out yet? So we decided to bring her over to Skyrim, and she was extremely delighted when we presented the idea to her, and not only gave us her blessing, but also offered up her voice to give the genuine authenticity this mod deserves. That's right, you'll hear Shirley's real voice in-game as she travels with you, no spliced YouTube audio, no fancy computer generation. This is the real Shirley in all of her glory. Now, like I said, she's a fully fleshed out follower that's fully voice acted, and it's voiced by the real Shirley herself, and she can be recruited after completing a short quest for her. She's also a fearsome warrior, which is a two-handed barbarian who favors getting up close and personal, but also has a unique bow, so she's a devastating archer. And she's an immersive character as well, because Shirley's a unique and immersive character with a fully fleshed out and lore-friendly backstory. You can ask her about her past and she'll regale of the times of her glory and woe. On top of that, she has an awareness of the world around her, which means she has opinions, comments, and observations about certain locations around Skyrim, and the amount of comments is somewhat limited at the moment, but they plan on expanding them in the future. And finally, where you can find her and where she lives is in a peaceful home in the mountains. She lives in a cozy little college named Brightwood in the mountains east of Drayla's Cottage, northwest of Whiterun. And she can always be found there when she's not adventuring with you. The cottage she lives in also doubles as a player home because it has almost every crafting station and ample safe storage, and this is just the beginning of the Shirley follower mod. There's definitely more to come, and they say in the mod description here that they have more features planned for future releases, so stay tuned. So on top of everything that we have already with the Shirley follower mod that's completely voiced and she has a mind of her own, this is definitely a perfect mod to download if you're looking for a new follower mod, or if you're just a fan of Shirley on YouTube. I think this was a great idea to implement a Skyrim Grandma, and the fact that she was actually able to be implemented herself with her real voice and everything to voice act this entire thing and be a perfect follower into the game, I just think that's very impressive, and they definitely did a great job on this mod, and that's definitely why it's featured here at our #1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Shirley Skyrim follower mod. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.